Because of the rampant growth of the city of St. Joseph and the influx of German-speaking citizens in the 1880s, a group of businessmen in St. Joseph decided to incorporate a new bank in the spring of 1887. The German-American Bank was first located at 118 North 5th Street. 2 years later, after the construction of its new home on the corner of 7th and Felix, the building became known as the German-American Bank Building.
German-American Building is 124 years old this year, having been built in 1889.
There's debate on who actually designed the building. Some feel the style of the building was the work of architect Harvey Ellis.
It was designed, the architecture by Eckel and Mann, which was a fairly renowned architectural firm here in St. Joe. And the belief is that Harry Ellis, who was became a very nationally renowned architect, combined with Mr. Eckel in designing this unique building. It was designed in the Romanesque architectural design. As you'll see in some of the photographs, there are unique sandstone sculptures. It was built with basically red sandstone, some of which were carved blocks and some of which are molded. There's unique architectural features in as much as that there is a gargoyle down at the entrance that was at one time a working fountain. There are unique archways at the very top floor that I think are unique to that time period as well as this building.
The building is significant as a symbol of commercial enterprise brought about by the German immigrant population of the growing city in the latter part of the 19th century.
It was operated by German immigrants, the desire to establish a bank here to take care of the great influx of German immigrants that were coming into not only this country, but in particular the Midwest, and in particular St. Joseph. At that time, there were German-speaking magazines, newspaper, there were German schools, and so there was a very heavy German influence in this community. That's one of the reasons for the establishment of this bank.
The bank was nationalized in 1908. In 1918, the name was changed to the American National Bank.
When World War I began, because of anti-German sentiment, because of the war, they changed it to the American National Bank. They actually covered up the imperial German eagle on the front of the bank because of that anti-German sentiment. I think everybody still knew it as German-American Bank, but once I think the World War II was over and some of that sentiment dropped away, then I think more people felt comfortable in going back to the original German-American title. We as the owners feel that's a tribute to the originators, and that's what we should be calling the building. That's we're back to the original name. This building was placed on the National Registry of historical buildings in 1979. Was placed on the St. Joe Landmark Commission in 1977. It's also on the state historical building sites.
There are a series of vaults interconnected by a metal circular stairwell.
You'll see a circular staircase that would basically show two of the levels, the third level being in the basement. In
a lower level of the building is a huge vault with a door that weighs more than 4 tons.
The hinges that are on there, they're still operational. The vault can be shut, open, and locked, and that it has not been used for a number of years. It was most recently an architectural firm that took up the space where the downstairs vault is unique in as much as that vault would have been placed in at a time where there would not have been cranes and heavy equipment to have brought it in. I think we still stand and wonder how the vault door and the vault was ever placed in the basement area. Only by a great deal of labor and intensive designing could that have been done.
One evening, one of the building's owners decided to take a stroll along the slim balcony. Attorney Tom Duty opened a pull-out window and climbed onto the balcony, and a blast of wind caused the window to close and lock itself on the inside.
Several years ago, I was down here working late one night at the office, and our office is on the third floor up there. I stepped out onto the balcony to get a little bit of fresh air. The door shut and locked, and I could not get back into the office, so I had to come down the fire escape. Came all the way down the fire escape. At that time, there was a lower level to the fire escape that folded down to the ground. It was on basically on a weight, and the fire escape was fairly sound. I made it down safely, but I sure wouldn't want to do it again.
Other banking firms have used the building over the years, but now it remains unoccupied.
It represents a continuation of operations by various banks who have all come and gone, with the latest being the Pony Express Community Bank. Gosh, you don't see buildings like this anymore. And now they're all just kind of concrete slabs, what's the cheapest way, and I can't imagine what the expense would be now to duplicate some of these different, molded archways and all that. It would be just astronomical. I can't imagine.